Hello and welcome in to The Last Word. I am not Coach, as you can tell, but I am Gabby Lasvisa filling in to host as Coach today. But if you do miss him, you can watch him on Coach & Co. tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and catch him with Vince Russo for Coach & Bro, 11 p.m. Wednesday. But this is The Last Word, so let's get into that. And I'm not alone tonight. I'm with two of my favorite people in the entire world, Tommy Carlucci and Rafael Esparza. Hello, my friends. How we doing
Hello, Gabby.
Hello, Gabby.
We're going to have
What
a fun
good
night.
to see you. Good to see you. None of that arrogant coach that we deal with every week.
The show looks
Oh, I'm
better
on a
looking every
plane.
time he's not
He
here.
even cut promos on the plane I just watched. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come
I
on,
know.
dude.
Listen, and I think things are just better. Like, it was a good Raw tonight to talk about,
Oh yeah.
in all cylinders, and then we get to sit and talk, and it's a
Yep.
nice positive convo. And
Yep.
Coach happens to also not be here, but it's neither here nor there. Let's get into Raw because it was great. We all kind of agree on that. Let's start with the finish because we have a new heavyweight champion in Gunther beating Jay. Tommy, I know you're very upset to not hear the beats as much as we're going to be hearing them, but what did you think of the finish of that match?
You know what? I like the finish, even though for the last 5 minutes it seemed like they were in a wrestle, but they were telling a story there. How both of them were battling and both of them didn't want to give up. One put another in a sleeper, the other one put a sleeper. So they told a great story, not doing a lot of work in the ring, and that's a kudos to Jay and Gunther together, man. Because I got to tell you, man, I had a feeling, we texted before and I said maybe he's going to drop tonight with his kid there. And you said his kid, and I got the whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'd like to see Jay chase him now again. I mean, it's another storyline that they've rehashed over and over, but I think Gunther really carries the belt really well. And I think that's why they made that change.
Raphael, what about you?
The whole match, I was just thinking what Tommy's been saying for the past couple of weeks that he wasn't going to be the champ for long, and we just saw it happen today. Now, is he going to chase Gunther again? I don't know. I think maybe they need to go a different angle because myself, I'm kind of tired of that story. Even though the story was told really well tonight, but I'm kind of tired of those two. So I kind of want to see maybe another match for Gunther, but it was a great, great, great ending.
Yeah, I love the ending. And we were talking about, his son coming out. Every time I see a kid come out with their parent, I'm like, they're about to lose. And I'm waiting for the camera cut to the kid crying. That's going to go epically all over social media. But I kind of agree with Raphael. Like, I'm a little tired of the story of Gunther and Jay. We've seen it for so long now. And we've kind of been pulled in a couple other directions with it. I was a little disappointed. I love the ending. You got the Pyro Gunther winning. I was a little disappointed because I thought possibly we might actually see a quick cash in from Seth tonight. No, Raphael, you didn't want to see that happen. You thought that wasn't going to happen at all.
No, because we saw so many faces come out that we didn't maybe think about. We saw Bayley, we saw Nikki,
Yeah.
we saw LA Knight. I mean, there was a lot of people coming out. So once I saw LA Knight and all that, I'm like, there's no way Seth is cashing.
Yeah. I think it's too early for that too, Gabby. I think they're going to really build up this Wise Men Alliance or whatever they're going to be called. I'm surprised it didn't happen tonight, but I said this on the watch along that somewhere down the line it could be Becky joining them. I thought that would be really good. Rafi had a great idea where Jacob turned on Solo, and we thought Jacob was going to go in the alliance. How mind blowing would that be right then and there?
Dude,
Good
Jacob
stuff,
is
man.
so good. Like, sorry to cut you off. Jacob is
No,
like
no.
one of my highlights. Every time I see him on, I'm like, I can't wait for him to have that title around him. And when he reaches that point for himself, he's going to be insane. He's just a crazy, crazy human being. And I just
Yep.
think it's great. So I loved seeing that as well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what's next for Jay and Gunther. But I do think Jay, in the end of everything when it comes to this rivalry, made me 10 million times more invested in Gunther than I ever was before this rivalry happened.
Me too.
So as much as it elevated Jay to Jay Uso in the Heats, it really elevated Gunther for me too, because he did nothing for me as champion until this rivalry, which made me start to hate
No.
him.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're absolutely right. If you heard me and Coach every week talking about Gunther Karrion, I actually like Gunther right now, and I think
yeah,
Jay's gonna probably take a little time off with these injuries, so-called injuries that he's had. So maybe he's gonna do that. We'll see.
That's why I think Gunther goes. I cannot see a beefy match, maybe with Braun to do feud with one of those two beefy guys over there, so Seth can try to get all the belts on his side.
Oh my God. You know, I love a beefy match. A big man beefy match. The meaty men is my favorite thing in the entire world. So I like
I
the way
couldn't
you're
say
thinking.
meaty men. I said beefy. I couldn't say meaty men.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but beef is meat, Raphael.
I know, but
So
I agree.
kind of all makes sense. I make a lot of sense. Put that in your bets and see if people would want a beef or meat. I don't know. Uh,
Wow, that was good.
I know I'm pretty good, Tommy. I'm pretty good.
Yep,
Anyway, can only get this riveting stuff on the last word. By the way, guys.
that's right.
Uh, moving on to my highlight of the night. Speaking of, the meat of the night, my favorite part. I know Tommy, your favorite part. That Ron Killings promo up on the table, cutting his hair was literally the highlight of Raw for me. Tommy, talk a little about. I know you loved it, so I want to hear your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Bogart entrance, not the old music entrance. Here comes Ron with a big pop. He came running on while Michael Cole was doing it on camera, and whoever thought of that creatively is a genius because I friggin' loved it, especially the way this character is going. He came up there, he talked about everything, he cuts a good promo. To him, our truth is gone as he cut his braids off, but he will always speak the truth. And I'm wondering and I'm thinking, like, what's next for Ron Killings, right? I would like to see him have go at it with Cena a little bit more. And maybe he'll be a part of making Cena turn babyface in the long run.
I was thinking that a little bit too, Tommy. I like the way you think. We're right
Yep.
there with it.
Yep.
Raphael, what do you think of that promo?
It was one of the best promos all season. I mean, for 2025, and we're right now, this is June 9th. So I thought the promo of him jumping out, not going into the ring, just jumping up. I love the announcer just looking up, like agreeing with everything that he was saying. And I got to give it to kudos. I said it to the watch along. This is 2 for 2 that I think WWE had a nice showing. They had a really good showing in the pay-per-view. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view, and I thought Monday Night Raw was really good. So they're at a nice little 2 for 2 run. In my world, that's a 2-0 trend. That's betting against the spread. They're 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I think what's cool is when Ron Killings cut his hair and cut the promo, a lot of people were like, this is like the TNA Ron Killings, like bring back that guy. And TNA actually posted like a package, like check out the complete history of Ron Killings in the TNA. And that's something I was unaware of. Like I'm a newer fan in that sense. And you watch that and you're like, holy crap. Like if they bring back this Ron Killings, it could really be a really cool chapter for him, this brand new era of WWE with them collabing with TNA. And I know this is a little out there because he's on Raw and he's doing these big things, but like I would love to see him do some crossover work with TNA in what they're doing right now too. Like, why the hell not? If that door's open and swinging the ways that it is, why not put Ron on every show that you can with how over and loved he is?
Yeah, they're gonna push Ron. They're gonna push Ron to the hilt. I think this whole thing woke them up. And actually, when Triple H said, "Oh, oh, he's a show," whatever his answer was, and I took the bait. I actually thought it was a big swerve. I thought they had him the whole time, but now I don't think they did. I think the fans got them back into it. And from what I read somewhere else, Nick Khan called them up and offered him a contract, and he took it, and he's going to run all the way to the bank, and he's going to get a major push out of this. And I like where he is right now. I want to see where he goes after it. I would love to see him and Cena get into it big
Oh,
time.
imagine he's the one to end the Cena.
Yeah,
I would buy it.
and
And
Cena would do it. Cena would do it. I
he
bet.
would. He started his promo tonight talking about
Yep.
our truth. Cena
Yep.
literally was like, "Oh, you think you brought him back? He's a comedian that makes fun of me." Like he's starting the show talking about our truth. John Cena, the champion, is talking about our
Yep.
truth. You can't tell me that's not planting the seed a little bit for something.
That's right.
And our truth did tweet. He responded at something and said like, "This was not a work." So I mean, if he's saying it, I know they could lie. I believe him. Raphael, do you think it was how it was, or do we think the fans were the ones to actually bring him in?
I think the fans. I'm gonna have to say the fans. I mean, we all know Triple H is on social media, is listening to all that. I think the fans were so upset, and I said this. I don't know what show I said it on, but when you have all these former wrestlers commenting that they couldn't believe that he got released, I think the fans and the comments that he was probably reading brought him back. Now, you said that you would like to see another match. John Cena only has a couple more matches, so you're gonna forfeit. I hate to say the word forfeit our truth when there's other people out there. I think that can sell it better, like CM Punk, maybe a Seth Rollins or something like that. Would you want to? What did I forgot how many matches he had? Like what CM Punk
19.
19.
19.
So
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that, Raph. It could be a backstage pre-tape, him following Cena
oh,
around.
I can see that then. Okay,
You know,
I
all
thought
that
maybe a
back
match.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm not actually talking about a match because I don't
Okay,
think that will happen, but I'm thinking interfering with Cena at every chance he get. "Hey, dog, let me talk to you. We've been bros for 20 years. This character here is not working." Just going back and forth. I could see that happening and him making the turn to make Cena turn babyface, big pop at SummerSlam, both of them in the ring or something. I'm going a little ahead, but that could be potentially happening.
I actually agree with you. I think 100%, especially if we talk about the beginning of Raw, we got the Punk and Cena promos back and forth. If we end up seeing Punk in Saudi against Cena, Cena said one match, that's it, me and you, final time, like whatever. That's one match. You know what I'm saying? Build up. Do we think he's going to lose in Saudi to Punk? Do you really think that's going to happen and this match is going to be what it is?
No,
I can't see
I
that
don't.
happening.
No.
he ain't losing the belt in Saudi Arabia.
Right. Which honestly
No.
pisses me off a little bit because I think Punk could really give him one of those matches where you're going to go in questioning if Punk's going to take the title from him. And I don't like that it's going to be in Saudi. How do you feel about that, Tommy?
Yeah, I agree. I don't really like the PLEs in Saudi for some reason. I get the crowd to look and they're getting paid and all that, but it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I hate watching live stuff like that. I'm serious. I have to watch it at night. And you're right. It's just not. And by the way, is this the first time like Punk will be in Saudi Arabia? Like he's never gone. I think
Well,
he
and
had
he said
that he
he
didn't.
never would. He's
Yeah, he
tweeted
never
about it and
would.
been like, you can't, I would never do that or like whatever. So that's why it's a big deal. That's why there was the smirk that Cena gave when he said Saudi to Punk.
Yeah. That was good. So he has to go because the match was made, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, it's official. It is. Producer Man has let us know they made that match official
Yep.
with Punk and Cena.
Yep.
What do you think, Raphael?
I agree with Tommy. I don't like the match being over there. If you're going to have a singles match that
Right.
maybe people are like, oh, can he lose it? Can CM Punk win the belt? Then don't put it in Saudi Arabia because I think we all could agree that John Cena is not losing the belt in Saudi Arabia. Make it a tag match. Make it something else
Right.
that maybe he can lose. CM Punk can beat him and still John Cena still has the belt. But I'm not a big fan of big names wrestling that we all know that no one's going to drop the belt just because they're in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Give me Punk and Killings versus Cena and somebody.
Ooh.
I would watch that easy and be entertained. Especially, Punk's promo was all about he's the guy for the people. He's the guy for the fans. He's not going to kiss, the ass of the people that put the money in the pockets. By the way, loved that promo from
Yeah.
Punk talking about that kind of stuff. I think it was an epic open to Raw to start with Cena too. Interesting how much cheer Cena gets now though, which I find, it's kind of half and half. Like people were saying Cena sucks and then people were cheering. I know
Yeah.
we're going to get that, but I don't know. I still hate him for beating Cody, so I'm never going to cheer for you guys know this about me already.
Yeah.
But speaking of a fan favorite, that's one of my favorites. Coach might disagree with that made her appearance back tonight was Miss Bayley Bayley with the poppin' during the promo of Becky Lynch and Lyra coming out. Coach, we ready? Well, actually, I'm going to start with Raphael because I think you already got heat from Coach because we said we're going to talk about this for 30 minutes with Bayley showing up. How excited were you to see Bayley show up tonight?
I was hoping to see her on Saturday show up and not tonight, but I'll take either or. She got the new fresh purple hairdo because I seen her on Instagram celebrating her mom's birthday, and she needed a hairstyle because it was all over the place. So congratulations on the haircut. But I love the way they're going to angle this. Now you can angle it 3 ways. Now maybe Becky can get a tag partner, and they can have a feud of a tag team match. I love the angle that they can do with this. So I'm happy that they brought Bayley back because I think we're going to see a fresh Becky and Bayley feud. Plus, we still have the other feud that she wants her title back with Lyra.
Yeah, Tommy, how do you think they're going to play this out with the three of them? Do you think, Lyra's going
I don't.
to
I think it's got to be a Becky and Bayley heat thing here because they have a lot of history together. I think they practically came in together, if I'm not mistaken. But what I liked about the way they did it, they swerved everybody again. They brought Lyra out. You thought she was coming, and then from behind came Bayley. And I actually like this Bayley and Becky thing going on because I didn't think I think the Lyra thing has got to die for a while.
Mhm.
Let her grow a little more. That's why Becky got it. Now you bring Bayley in, who's kind of like on the same level as Becky. Now you got some heat there. And you
Yeah.
can go back in history of both of these guys. So I like the way WWE Creative did it and how they did it on TV. They swerved you once again. Lyra comes out because you knew she was going to come out. And then all of a sudden, baboon, and the place went nuts that it was Bayley and her beautiful purple hair.
Yeah. Listen, I love the purple hair, and she was wearing like all
Yeah.
white. She looked like an angel coming out with
Yep.
just the pop of color. Like it was perfect. I think was a little upset when I didn't see her Saturday, but so now I'm happy they brought her in at least on Raw on Netflix on a Monday because she got the pop she deserved to get. And if we're going into this feud, I need Becky with a heavy hitter like Bayley because okay, we got her and the Lyra stuff, but I think I'm a little over it now. And
Yeah.
like you said, she does need to grow a little bit, Lyra. And we have a lot of these younger talents that are now here that I think if she starts to get a little feuds and rivalry with it, it's only going to make her kind of step up and be even better because she just went through this with Becky. So I'm excited. I want to see these two beat the crap out of each other because we know they can from the history they have. And Bayley's going to be the uber babyface because Becky loves to be
Yeah.
hated. So,
Yes.
and she
And,
mentioned her husband again.
and it's a fresh start for Bayley, too.
Right. But she mentioned her hot husband,
Yeah.
Seth. Is that
Yeah.
planting the seed to maybe join the
Now,
stable? I don't know.
do you think this feud goes all the way to SummerSlam, Bayley, and that's a SummerSlam match or no?
I hope so. You don't think
I
so,
don't
Tommy?
know. Unless they have some really good storylines for them to carry it out that long, that would be that would be excellent. But I don't know if they can carry that out that long with the writing team that they have.
I
But
well,
they're
Me
2
and
for
Coach
2,
could do it.
Tommy. They're 2 for 2 right now.
Me and
yeah.
Coach could do it, but I don't know if they can.
I mean,
No, I'm
listen.
giving them credit. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I think if done correctly, I 100% think it can. I hope they're not just going to bring it to like Evolution and then not carry it through to SummerSlam
no.
because I think these two played correctly. We're going to have Bayley explain herself and then Becky come at her and then they'll do a tag match. Like I know how they roll these things out now. So
Yeah.
it's possible. It is possible.
Yep.
But speaking of the women, absolutely loved the Queen of the Ring match tonight. I know you did as well, Tommy.
Yeah.
The little swerve, Roxanne Perez coming out and being victorious. I actually didn't think that was going to happen. So I'm curious to know what you thought was going to happen, Tommy. And I know you love the finish, so talk a little bit about how happy you were.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the finish was great. I didn't think Rhea was going to get it. Frankly, on my thing about Rhea is she doesn't need the money in the bank. She needs to be a queen of the ring. She's an A-lister, man. She's up
Yeah.
there with Charlotte and Tiffany and everybody else. She can get a match anytime she wants. She's going to do it. Maybe win at SummerSlam somewhere down the line. But that's why they don't need to give it to her. Roxanne did surprise me getting it. I like her a lot, man. She has a lot of character and
Yep.
charisma for such a short time. You knew they weren't going to give it to was Liv in it?
It was
Yeah.
Liv because Liv was going to get pinned by
Yes.
Carrie, and then
Yes,
Roxanne.
and Raquel came in, right? And she came in. So I like the whole layout of the whole match, and the finish was phenomenal. Yeah, and we'll see how far Roxanne can go here in this tournament.
What about? Were you surprised by the win, Raphael? I know you're the bets guy, so if you were
A,
going in bet,
a little bit, but then when Liv comes out with Nikki in the ring, then there's a story right there. So when the
Right.
match ended, I'm like, really, Roxanne, where are they going to go with this? But then throughout the show, they turned it around and finished my story on why Liv didn't win. So hats off to them because I was a little bit disappointed because I really want to see Liv in it. I think she's just phenomenal in the ring, her mannerisms, and it's just everything she does. She's just red hot right now. So I was kind of hoping she was in, but now we know where her angle is going.
yeah.
But wasn't she? Didn't she be queen last year in that whole? So what was that? So what was the thing where they got the ring? Her and
Yeah, that was
Cody?
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was queen last year, right? Was
No,
that
wasn't. Who was queen last year? Liv?
Liv? Because she got the ring. Remember, it was Cody the first time ever.
I thought Zelina was the queen of the ring last year, but I could be wrong. Or was that 2 years ago? Am I that old? and I don't remember.
I'm trying to think what was the pay-per-view. If producer man can help me out, or
Oh, Nia was queen.
Nia was
Nia
queen.
Jax.
Huh? Excuse me?
Nia Jax was
Nia
queen.
Jax was queen.
last
Oh.
year.
Where was it where Liv won the ring?
That was in Saudi. Yeah.
That was a Saudi pay-per-view. That was something,
Yeah.
him and Cody, they won it for the first time. They had a big thing.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
forget it. I'm going nowhere with it. Forget it.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Coach isn't here. I won't tell him. My favorite part about Roxanne winning, though, and the story that they're telling going on with the Judgment Day is why I find it as entertaining as I do, because they cut to the backstage segment, and obviously, you know, JD and Finn are big fans of Roxanne because she helped JD get the win last week. So they're like, oh, we're so excited. And then, of course, Dom is like, oh, good job. And Liv hates her and is pissed because she thinks she took it from her. And now Dom is finding himself in a little bit of hot water with his girl. It's always the girls in the Judgment Day that tear the men apart. Do we ever notice the pattern of the power of women?
Because we're gullible idiots. That's why.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that,
are.
but all it takes is some chicken nuggets, and you guys are just no thoughts up there, and you're flying whichever way that the nuggets go. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I'm just wondering if it's going to go down a road where Roxanne becomes the it girl in the Judgment Day, and like it's not, and Liv like is almost excommunicated like a Rhea, and it goes down that way, like far in the future. Could be kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
I think the Judgment Day's done. I mean, pretty soon we're gonna see the match between Finn Balor and Dirty Dom. I mean, that's I think it's a SummerSlam match. You could probably pencil that in right now. So I think when that blows up, I think the Judgment Day blows up.
Yeah, I think Finn seems way too happy when it's not copacetic. You know what I mean? He gets very excited with that smile. He's like an evil little leprechaun sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm just like, he's kind of evil. But
did you guys know from the Worlds Collide, the woman interviewer, that's Finn Balor's wife?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was incredible, and she's gorgeous.
Yes.
So he's doing something right at home, I guess. You know what I mean?
You could. You did a better job. You do a better job at TNA.
When I was running international, we contracted her in Mexico. She's a very nice woman. Yeah, we contracted her because they did a show in Mexico with her and another female, and we auditioned them. We saw it and we liked it, and then we gave her a contract.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
She was in the ring with Lola and Stephanie, and I think the internet almost broke.
Oh.
Because between the three of them, it was like, we're looking at three of the most beautiful women.
Yeah, Lola's smoking, man. They all are. They all were good.
But did you see the double Devil's Kiss or whatever it is with Stephanie and Lola Vice?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the internet. Just saying.
It broke something.
It broke. Booker T was somewhere losing his shit. Sorry, I can curse. It's fine. But I love when women take over the internet. That's just a win for
I got to give it up for Stephanie and Chad Gable. They had hell of a long weekends. I mean, those guys, and I can't believe Gable performed tonight. I'm like, geez, give that guy a break. Give him a night off.
I know. It's incredible. That's what these guys do. And then like they get maybe one day to go home and then they're on to the next place. It's pretty incredible.
Right. That's right.
But you mentioned Nikki, Rafael. I know you're a big fan of Nikki Bella. A little bit. We're talking about, you know, people that you love to see on TV. By the way, looked phenomenal. I don't know what she's doing, but when she even entered walking out, I was like, why does she look like if this was 10 years ago, she'd be the exact same person? She looks incredible. I loved that little run-in between her and Liv. All right, so Rafael, you go first. I know you love Nikki, and I'm going to say what I think is going to happen. But Rafael, I want to know your thoughts on the Oblivion hit because Liv coming out, and I think you think it's going to set it up for Evolution.
Yeah, first of all, it blew me away. I had no clue that Liv was coming out. That was not on my Monday Night Raw bingo card when Nikki was coming. I didn't think that was going to happen. So hats off to another surprise that the WWE gave me, just like they gave me surprises on Saturday. But yeah, this is fantastic because let's face it, people, everyone knows she's now single. She's not married and all this. So she has some extra time that someone can watch the kid and do stuff and travel, wrestle. I think we're going to see her a lot more throughout SummerSlam now that she probably has a match. So I think we're going to see her in Monday Night Raws and feuding and doing some clips. So I'm all for it because, like I said, I'm a big fan of Nikki Bella.
And Tommy, what did you think of Liv's promo in that ring? I know you were high on it.
It was phenomenal. I like when you shoot and there's reality in a promo, that makes it believable, that makes it an angle, folks, and she shot with it. I'm sure she went over to with Nikki. She's not gonna surprise her. She would never do that to a person of that stature being in the Hall of Fame and, help set up the women's division to make Liv be where she is today. So, it was a great promo. Nobody could have delivered it any better than Liv, and that's why you're gonna have a little angle here. So I'm a little confused. Is she back full time, or was she just promoting Evolution? Or I'm trying to figure this out. So
I don't know exactly. I don't think they've like said either way. I know I've seen reports where they're like she's going to be doing a lot more. There's much more involvement with her. I saw those reports right after the Rumble that Nikki was in talks to have some storylines and do some stuff. I know that there was that like I don't know if it was a dirt sheet report that when they were going to have possibly Chelsea Green at WrestleMania do an open challenge, that Nikki Bella was going to answer it, and that would have been amazing, by the way,
yeah,
because still justice for Chelsea Green not being at WrestleMania this year blows my mind.
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think she wants to be more involved. We see her, we saw her at the Raw, we saw her at Rumble. So I'm excited for it. I think it only makes the women division stronger when these veterans look as good as they do and come back with this younger women's division that's only building. But what about this, guys? Because it's the first thing that came through my mind. Liv is one half of the tag team champion. So we have her and Raquel. What if at Evolution, it's a tag team championship match and Nikki calls up her sister and is like, let's do it together and face the champions? I would love that so much more than if it was just Nikki and Liv, even though that would be great too. Tell
Yeah.
me that wouldn't be even better.
Well, yeah, that would build it up. If it's gonna be on Peacock, that would build it up even more to people wanna watch, see the 2 Bellas excuse me, 2 Bella sisters back together after how many years
Right.
against Liv, and nobody sells better than Liv and, Raquel in the ring for to putting over the talent. Yeah, it'd be a good match, so it could happen because there's gonna be a comeback with Nikki Bella next week on Raw on Liv somehow. I mean, she's
Right.
not gonna take this laying down or anything like that. So there'll be a comeback here. There's a storyline here, and we all know it right now.
I love it. And I love when they use the real life stuff because
Yeah,
as women, if you're going to be like, oh, and my man, and now I have a man and you don't have a man, like some people think that's like, they don't like that and it gets too personal. But Nikki Bella literally has a podcast with her sister where they talk about their lives every single day. Millions of followers, had a show on E. You can't escape the fact that she's a reality TV star and a podcast star who talks about her life every minute of the day. So, Rafael, I think it's something that's almost necessary if you're going up against Nikki Bella because everyone knows what's going on in her personal life all the time.
See, I think Liv's gonna drop the belts. I don't see her being tag team champions. I think now that the Empress is coming back, I think maybe she gets the belts with her partner, and they're the tag champs. And then we can have Liv more storylines with single matches and not tag matches. So I see them not having the tag team matches, and I don't think the other Nikki's sister's not
Her
coming
name is
back.
Brie.
Thank you. Drew a blink. Thank you. I don't think Bree's coming back because I think
Really?
when they were talking about Nikki wanting to come back, someone asked her if Brie would come back at the same amount of time as she wanted to work, and she said no.
Yeah, but don't they always say that?
I
Just saying.
married, 2 kids, one Nikki, 1 kid, single pretty much now. Who's got
she's
more time?
single.
Who's got more time?
you can build a pretty good storyline with them too, where Nikki's reaching out to her to help her
Right.
out.
Oh,
And
I'm
week
not
after
saying I
week,
wouldn't see it,
no,
but
no,
I
I
don't see it
know, I
happening.
know. I'm
Not to
saying that
mention her husband is pretty heavily involved in another company. So it would kind of be one of those things where the WWE almost would want it to happen because of that too. I can see
yeah,
that being like
yeah,
motivation. Because
and
even when
money.
Nikki did come back, Brie was tweeting about it. She's not going to ignore her sister over her husband working for another company. So it makes things a little interesting when you involve that aspect in it, I think.
Yeah, and she's back in the limelight, and, money talks, everybody, as we know. WWE offers her enough money, coming back for maybe a two match gimmick. She would definitely take it if the money was there. Believe me, Raph, she would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would too. I'll take 1 match money.
More Nikki Bella on TV, Raf, you would love it. So I think it all works at all
I'm
times.
a twin. I like her because I'm a twin. So that's our connection. I'm a
Are you really
twin.
a twin?
Are you really?
Yep. I have a twin
Wait,
brother in St. Louis.
what?
Wow.
Yep.
That's actually the craziest thing that's happened all night tonight is that we just found out you're a twin. That's actually
Yeah.
mind-blowing me.
I'm the youngest, 4 minutes. I saw the light first, and when I was swimming out, he grabbed my leg and pushed me back, and so that was the second. I remember it like it was yesterday.
What's his
You were
name?
swimming out? Is that what they
Steve.
call it? Oh, interesting. Are you identical or fraternal twins?
Identical.
Wow, there's two of
But
Rafael.
we look nothing alike. Nothing alike.
What's his name?
Steve.
Wow, it's usually another R there. Raphael and Ricky.
Another R. I thought it was going to be
There's a long story. I was supposed to die. They told my mom the first twin would pop, the first baby would happen, second one. So they named me after archangels. Well, archangels, but actually my middle name is Michelangelo. So I'm named after two turtles.
Ninja Turtles?
Yeah. But
he has no Ninja Turtle name. He's Steve?
Yeah, he's because my dad's name is Steve, so they named him after my dad, and I got named after two. I got named after two archangels.
Producer man is just saying, "What the hell are we doing?"
This is the greatest thing I've learned tonight. I apologize to everyone watching the last word because we're talking about Raw, but this is incredible. I'm
named after Ninja Turtles.
Coach is firing tomorrow now.
Oh, he's firing us all. We're done.
It's fine. Whatever. He misses us so much. He's listening right now because he's a crazy person too. And he's like, Gabby, I told you, get back. Gabby, get back to Raw right now. Get on the clock and get back to it. It's fine. It's fine. We need to freak him out a little bit. He needs to stay awake.
The eyeballs watching.
Yeah. We talked a little about Queen of the Ring. Oh, and something else about Queen of the Ring I wanted to add in. I don't listen, I love the package for Asuka. I'm excited for the return of Asuka. Why couldn't they leave it a surprise? They have a surprise on the men's bracket, and they're like, oh, whatever. Why couldn't you just not let us know Asuka was going to come back? Like, I liked the video package, like I said, but Tommy, don't you think they could have made it? She would have got a huge pop if it was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, if you don't talk about it and then you bring her back, and by the way, she doesn't even need that package. She's popular enough that if you hear her music, they know who that is right then and there. So you're absolutely right, Gabby. I don't know why the package was there. You give a lot of stuff away. It was that was a bad idea right then and there. So
yeah, I mean, Rafael, do you like it when they do that, or would you rather just go in blind?
I love the question mark that they did on the men's side because now it blows up the internet. Who's the third one? Everyone talking about Kross. Everyone's talking about could be even Goldberg now that Gunther needs a match in Saudi. So we're gonna hear that storyline.
I hope
in Saudi. So I love the question mark on the men's side. But why did you tell me it was the Empress? You could have surprised me. I like surprises.
Same. Also, I don't think we're seeing Io in the ring enough. Considering she's our champion on Raw, we're seeing her. I don't even remember seeing her on Raw last week doing anything. And now this week, she has that little segment with Nikki Bella where she's like, Nikki, thanks for paving the way for me. And that was it. And she's the champion. I'm just why we have way more focus on the title with Becky than we have on our actual champion in Io. It's something I'm trying to not let bother me because the women's division is very hot right now, I think. But I would like to see Io in the ring a little bit more, defending her title or doing something, because I don't even know who's going to be her next opponent over what's been going on.
What was her last match? WrestleMania? She hadn't had a match since, not on Raw, right? Nothing on Money in the Bank, obviously.
She must be hurt. That's the only thing I could think of.
Man, they're just laying her back for some reason. It's just,
it's not like you can cut a really good promo. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it short, because she doesn't speak the best English, so she can't come out and give these big emotional promos. We don't even see video packages, anything. I'm I forget she's my champion sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a ball drop, her being champ anyway. I mean, I'm serious. I hate to say that, but there's just not enough charisma. I mean, if Rhea had the strap all this time, I would love to put it on Rhea, man, and let her run with it and
100%.
Have the big dogs come after her. But for some reason, they're not giving it up to her, and they seem to think Io is bringing in more viewers on social media or streaming or what. I don't see it. I'm sorry, guys.
I'll give it to Liv. Let her drop the tag match, and I put the belt back on Liv.
Once she breaks away from the Judgment Day, I think Roxanne's going to swerve Raquel to be on her side, and they're all going to turn on Liv, and then Liv is going to be on her own, and then I think she gets the title, and I think something happens there. I think Raquel's going to turn on her. That's my guess on what's going to happen, but I'm not always right. As much as I think I am, It's not always happening. But we talked a little bit about the women's Queen of the Ring. Let's get into the men's, as we just spoke about. Surprise opponent, but let's get into the match we saw first. And Sami Zayn winning. Absolutely loved the receipt from LA Knight to, Braun, and because it was much deserved. I was shocked by the win from Sami. How did you feel about that, Tommy?
I was very shocked. I loved how they got Braun out of the match because everybody would think Braun would win that match by himself, and he probably would have. So you had to add that little thing of LA Knight screwing him in the back end with that. I wanted to see Dirty Dom because I think Dirty Dom could be one of the most entertaining kings we've ever had in our friggin' life. But he didn't give it. They gave it to the cab driver, Sami Zayn, because the way he dresses. And I've been saying that for years. I don't think he's going to win either. But boy, I don't know why Dominic wouldn't get it. He's so friggin' entertaining, and that's what you need in this business. Sammy couldn't carry half of what Dominic does right now. The kid gets he just walking out without even any music. But you know how good he would be as the king, as an arrogant. My dad was never there. I mean, you could go miles with this thing, and I don't get it, man. I don't know what they see in Sammy. Maybe I'm not seeing it yet, but we'll see how it goes along.
I agree with you. Even Braun, putting it on Braun, I know he's young and whatever, but adding that into the faction with Seth, if you guys are going to be taking over and put something else in there that's, on his side because he's going to cash in and become champion at some point, I think it only makes them look better. Rafael, who did you want to win that match? Maybe you are into the cab driver, no. Sami, as Tommy refers to him.
He's going to be a huge underdog to win that match in my point of view. And I was hoping for a Dirty Dom as well. I just thought the storylines can go all over the place. But I'm not getting tomorrow. I probably won't remember who won because I'm going to remember LA Knight that interfered in this match. And then we're going to remember that Sami Zayn won. So hats off to you guys because I'm going to remember something that's going to add to more storylines than having Sami Zayn win.
Yeah, it's true. But who do we think is going to be this question mark mystery guy in the bracket for King of the Ring? Because I know who I think or hope it might be, and I have some out there ones, but I want to hear from you first. So, Tommy.
I'm with Rafi. I would love to see Karrion Kross. I don't know if they're going to go there, but I think it could be Randy Orton.
Randy's already in it.
Oh, he is? I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. My bad.
That's okay.
And I'm thinking Karrion Kross all the way because he's not on the whole thing. Fans love him. And if Triple H listens like the internet, like we all know he does, put Karrion in there, man, and let him win. What
about Rafael? What do you think? You think it's Karrion?
Bringing back Killings, I think he's listening, and I think it is going to be Kross. So I think it's going to be because if he already listened to all us complaining that he let go Truth and now he brought him back, then that means he's going to be listening to everything Kross has been saying and doing. So why don't you give him a benefit?
I mean, it could be interesting because there is the reports of, Kross's contract coming up and people not knowing if it's going to resign or whatever. But the only reason I don't think it's going to be Karrion Kross is because that would have been to me, equivalent of them not announcing Asuka. Someone who's big that everybody loves, but is we know they're coming back, something like that. I think it's going to be because they're making it a mystery, either a veteran, someone that's been hurt that we almost forgot about, or someone totally out of the blue from of what happened at WrestleMania with Joe Hendry showing up, something to that caliber. I wouldn't hate it if a Joe Hendry showed up.
It could be Roman Reigns, right? It could be Roman.
Because that match, I believe, is Bronson Reed, Sheamus, and Fatu or something. It's three big dudes. So I doubt they're going to throw in someone who's little. So it's definitely a Roman. A Kross would be great for that too. But what about Omos? Where has he been? He's still there.
Here's the thing, Gabby. What if it's Roman and he goes on to be the king and that starts his new reign as what he's going to be? Because we have no idea where he is, what he's doing. He would be a great surprise. The roof will blow off when his entrance music comes out because we haven't seen him since WrestleMania, I don't think, right?
Right.
And it would be phenomenal. So it could be Roman Reigns.
I would love that. Could you imagine Heyman if it was Roman? I want to just see the backstage reaction of Heyman and Roman coming out because he sells it so good, beating the crap out of everyone.
What if it's Jay now? Jay doesn't have a belt. Maybe it's him.
Maybe. I don't think that I don't know. You think they would make that like the mystery guest is Jay, and you think that would get the biggest pop?
No, it
No.
wouldn't. Roman would get the biggest pop, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying if you're looking for a storyline, and then now you can yeet over in Saudi Arabia.
Oh wow, Tommy, you would love that.
I love it. Yeah,
I hope it's Goldberg just so
guys
Tommy.
with the gimmicks on doing this, I would love it.
Oh, if it's Goldberg, Tommy goes
Tommy,
nuts.
I'm gonna
I'm
call
tapping
Tommy
out.
to make sure he's okay if it's Goldberg.
See this? I'm tapping out if it's Goldberg, man.
Listen, maybe it's gonna be Goldberg Gunther coming up.
Oh,
Slam Night of Champions. Who knows?
yeah, you're right though. You're probably right.
Listen, I don't want bad things to happen to you, Tommy, because I love you so much. But sometimes, for my own entertainment, I almost want things to go a little south.
I love it.
But I think we kind of hit on. Was there anything else from the night tonight you guys wanted to hit on, or something that you were like a planting of the seed, or something that you enjoyed or didn't enjoy?
Our last thought is, man, the pay-per-view was good, and the writing of coming into this show was very good. The way they did things creatively differently, especially we talked about Ron Killings and everything. I think there's a lot of legs to storylines from Money in the Bank still, with Jacob Fatu and Solo and all those guys in there. And I think there's some storylines cooking here big time with the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring. I thought the show was very good tonight. And I know we say a lot of negative things all the time, but we tell the truth here, and that's what we do. And I thought it was phenomenal. Kudos to the creatives and the TV production team, who are nobody better than them. I've been with them 1,000 years. I still know all the producers there, the most talented guys you ever want to see on earth, and they do a great job. So kudos to WWE for the past 2 nights.
Yeah. Rafael, what are your last thoughts of Raw tonight?
I agree. 2 for 2, but I am scared for Friday. Because can that trend happen? Can that trend now can we have a Friday 3-hour good show? I mean, pay-per-view, outstanding. Monday Night Raw, outstanding. I'm scared for Friday for a 3-hour SmackDown. Can they keep the trend going? Can we have a really good SmackDown?
I hope so, man. Because once again, I didn't go into Money in the Bank thinking it was going to be anything that great. And they shocked me again, like they always do. I almost like going in thinking it's going to suck, because then they always surprise me and give me a better, a show than I think is even going to happen. And it was a great follow-up tonight. I was really excited to see it. I think the women's division is stronger than it's ever been. I'm very high on these new girls. Julia on SmackDown, I think, is an awesome addition. I'm excited to see that. And I'm excited for Naomi and what's going to come. So I think it's really exciting stuff. And Kimberly corrected me, by the way, and let me know it's Rusev in that match with Bronson and Sheamus.
I forgot about Rusev, yeah.
3 big boys. So we got to I can't wait to see who's going to be added into that, because they throw in a little, Mr. Iguana. I don't know how he's going to do in there. Maybe.
Mr. Iguana, what a gimmick that is.
Do you know how many new followers he got after that, by the way? Insanity. But
really?
Yeah. How many iguanas were sold at pet stores after that?
I'm not a fan of anything cold-blooded, like those kinds of animals. They don't I don't like that. Goes in like crocs and alligators. I'm just not into it. But anyway, that's for a different time. Speaking of animals, Coach will be back tomorrow for Coach & Co. 10 a.m. tomorrow, Coach & Co. And it will be Coach & Pro 11 p.m. Wednesday night. Thank you guys so much. This is the last word with my friends, Tommy Carlucci, Rafael Esparza. And until next week, we will see you then. Have a great night.
The following announcement has been paid for by Behind the Turnbuckle Plus, the new pod order. BTD Plus. Yeah, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Oh,